our prayer books.
Maya Ferayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Ferayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Ferayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Ferayom. Shabbat Shalom. It really is a lovely day today, and it's great to have all of you here with us praying. I learned today that Michigan has its own groundhog that predicts the weather. And in Pennsylvania, we have the national federal prediction of Puxatawny. Ours is named Woody, and Woody has a 70% accuracy rate, which is very high, I think, in contrast to Puxatawny's 40%. And they predicted the opposite result for the winter. So I'm curious to see who you're cheering for in this result. Michigan, Woody predicts that winter will be another 6 weeks, and Puxatawny is the opposite. I can imagine what you all might want to happen is to have spring come faster and to have more days like today. So we'll have to see who is correct. In any case, it's a beautiful day to be together, and it's nice to see the sun and the days getting longer and longer as we go forward. We'll continue on page 7 in our prayer books. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Together, help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. We'll turn back to page 2 for the lighting of the candles, and Deb Ford was going to come up and help us with that. Thank you so much. We are thankful to have a new box of matches from Sarah Kravitz. Hopefully it works a little quicker for you.
I love being embarrassed, just kind of.
Well, now you won't have to be, hopefully. And maybe it'll be very quick. Look at that. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you so much. If you're able to take a moment to relax, perhaps close your eyes, Uncross your arms and legs and let go of any restrictions you might have for a brief meditation. Imagine you are living in the time of Sarah Imenu. See yourself as a guest in Sarah's tent of healing. It is Erev Shabbat. See yourself lighting Shabbat candles with her. See yourself extending your arms, making circles of light to bring the external light of the flames inside you. Envision your hands glowing with a pure, white, radiant light. See this light moving up the entire length of your arms and from your arms to your body. As you hold your hands over your eyes, see this light flowing to your eyes, to your face, and your head. See how your entire being is filled with the light of these candles. See yourself as a body of light. Know that you are a vessel of the light of eternity. Now imagine a stream of light flowing from you to those around you. Now see this light flow around them, wrapping them in a garment of pure light. They are both filled with light and surrounded by light. Envision this beautiful light bringing the peace and wholeness that is Shabbat. Like Sarah, you are illuminated with light from within. Hold on to these images as you become aware once more of your breath and the boundaries of your body. As you take a few deep breaths, become aware of the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Then, whenever you are ready, slowly and gently open your eyes. Page 20, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, ishmi'anu el am yuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'letchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, v'rosh pi kedem
seated. The Guard by Rabbi Deborah Robbins. At Coast Guard Beach, there are no guards. There's a lot of coast. The waves crash hard and fast onto each other. Water and sand churn together. Brown, gold, gray, white. The ocean pushes and pulls pebbles, stones, even boulders toward transformation. The sea pops, bubbles, rolls, and rumbles, unceasing on the shore. At the edge of the turmoil, where the tide turns, someones have built a cairn. Rocks beautifully balanced, one on the other, large on the bottom, smallest on top. A game, a sculpture, an altar, a message to another made in God's image, an offering to the sea, the creator of our world. There is no guard on this coast, but there is a prayer, a hope, an aspiration, a sign, a metaphor, a gift with a message. There is a guard who made this sand and sea, robed not in a red bathing suit, but in the sparkling light of the sun on the water, present from a place higher than a lifeguard stand, with a call more compelling than a whistle, on watch since time began. The threat of drowning, of being swept away, is real, and we can balance like the rock. The world churns at our feet. The lifeguard is always present, on the coast, on high, everywhere, and we stand firm too in this holy world. Continue on page 23.
These words are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up from the bottom of that paragraph.
On your handout, on the back, We All Stood Together by Merrill Feld. My brother and I were at Sinai. He kept a journal of what he saw, of what he heard, and of what it all meant to him. I wish I had such a record of what happened to me there. It seems like every time I want to write, I can't. I'm always holding a baby, one of my own or one for a friend, always holding a baby. So my hands are never free to write things down. And then, as time passes, the particulars, the hard data, the who, what, when, where, why, slip away from me, and all I'm left with is the feeling. But feelings are just sounds, the vowel barking of a mute. My brother is so sure of what he heard. After all, he has a record of it, consonant after consonant after consonant. If we remembered it together, we could recreate holy time, sparks flying. The Hatzikadish is on page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי, תכל בית ישראל, בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך, וישתבח, ויתפאר, ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי דקודשא בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן.
Page 29. There is one who sings a song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings a song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nivarech, let us bless and rise on the facing page for the Baruch Hu on your handouts also. Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umechalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem b'rakira kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, go'el or mipnei hoshech, v'hoshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, umavdil ben yom u'ben layla, Adonai tzebaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever, day and night. We will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Hero Israel, Shema Yisrael, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever. Shema Yisrael, Shema Yisrael.
Please be seated. Continue on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטפטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 38. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Continue on our song sheets with the Hashkivenu, a prayer for peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai
continue on page 45.
So we're going to be in the bottom paragraph on this page. Dan Nichols set this to music, and it's going to flow into the Amidah on the next page. So Rabbi's going to cue you when to rise, and then you'll turn the page to 46, and the Amidah will be like normal. A thought is blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind, joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of tonight, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Na na na.
Please rise.
This repeats. Adonai, Svatai, Svatai Tivtach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. It repeats. Adonai, Svatai, Svatai Tivtach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magid Abraham Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mahashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Be'rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Be'rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Kivurot, Umidom Elach, Melech Meimit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
Page 53. Where might I go to find you, exalted hidden one? Yet where would I not go to find you, ever-present eternal one? My heart cries out to you, please draw near to me. The moment I reach out for you, I find you reaching in for me. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. Please be seated. In this week's Torah portion, we are given the 10 commandments. The fourth commandment is to set aside Shabbat, to remember Shabbat and to keep it holy. And so this prayer on 54 helps us to remember that. We can read together. You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it above all other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah, the heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai, our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel, who sanctifies your name, may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 59. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. We'll take some time for silent prayer and our own reflections. Shalom Bimrama, Huya Aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, Ve'imru, Ve'imru, Amen. offer a prayer for Israel. May we see the day when war and bloodshed cease. May we see the day when war and bloodshed cease, when a great peace will embrace the whole world. Then nation will not threaten nation, and humanity will not again know war. For all who live on earth shall realize we have not come into being to hate or to destroy. We have come into being to praise, to labor, and to love. Compassionate God, bless the leaders of all nations with the power of compassion. Fulfill the promise conveyed in Scripture, I will bring peace to the land, and you shall lie down, and no one shall terrify you. I will rid the land of vicious beasts, and it shall not be ravaged by war. Let love and justice flow like a mighty stream. Let peace fill the earth as the waters fill the sea. And let us say, Amen. We offer a mishaberach for those in our community, a blessing of healing. The Temple Kol Ami community is thinking of Annie, Barbara Becker, Joe Crane, Carol DeVore, Sue Farber, Beth Fodel, Howard Katz, Michael Kelmanson, Carol Binovowitz, Jim Stegman, Tracy Taub, and Dan Zimmerman. And the B'nai Israel community is thinking of Leah Bat Sima, Michal Bat Leah, Leba Elka Bat Shia, Zissel Kala Bat Perel Leba, Tzvi Ben Chana, Aaron Yinkel Ben Esther, Binyamin Shimon Ben Gittel, Ita Bat Devora, Yehoshua Naphtali Ben Chana, Ehud Ben Gila, Rivka Bat Ita, Yosef Ben Ita, Yitzhak Ben Ita, Eliyahu Ben Furman Ruchel, Bracha Bat Chaya Sarah, Kalev Ben Kala, Cyril Ben Bracha, Naomi Chava Bat Mayan, Yochanan Naphtali Ben Chaim Asher Yerachimel, Saul Ben Sarah, Leah Bat Shifra, Cholea Bas Rachel Leah, Michael Golob, Brad Hummel, Harriet Stone, Bill Masterson, Andy Bader, Michael Ben Zvi Halevi, Mark Siegel, Sharon Napo, Ludmila Kramer, Yisrael Ben Fega, Carol Doctorow, Shmuel Tzivi, Lavi Bat Tova, Tova Bat Basha, Michal Aharona Bat Dina Fega, Devora Bat Simcha, Max Schuster, Steve Harrison, Clint Willis, Marlene Margolis, Frederick Stevenson, and Saul Ben Avraham. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so. Think of those in hospitals, nursing homes, and rehab facilities who have no one to offer a blessing of healing for them, and we offer this on their behalf. Page 253.
May the source of strength
I was writing my yearly reflection in conjunction with my birthday, and I forgot that I had traveled to DC for a wedding and that I had taken a ski trip to Montana with my dad. Once I saw it written down in my journal, the memories all came back. But without that reminder, it seemed that I had forgotten those events. This lapse in my memory is due to embodied cognition. Having an external place like a journal enables one to free up space for things like problem solving and more prudent matters. In our digital age, the amount of information we take in has greatly increased, but we rely more on the internet and our phones to access information. We no longer remember random facts of trivia or cell phone numbers because it is just a keyboard click away. Our ability to remember and to replay memories gets harder and harder as we age. Memories deteriorate over time, and we need to repeat them to sustain them. Sometimes our brains push memories away because they are too traumatic to keep replaying. Others that are happier are more prominent. Our brain is like a library. We have shelves of things that we have committed to memory. Some shelves are dusty and need cleaning to know what is on them. Sometimes our mental librarian checks books or memories back into the system, and sometimes books are moved around the library. Our memories are constantly changing, even though the experience might not. Changing a word or two in one's question can affect the answer that someone gives you about a memory. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus did a study on using the different words of hitting or smashing when describing a car crash. She found that people told her the cars were going faster when she used the word smash than if she used the word hit. Loftus goes so far as to argue that suggesting different details of an event can change or plant a whole new memory in people's minds. We are taught in our Torah portion about the importance of remembering certain moments to influence our lives. The Israelites are given the 10 Commandments after witnessing God appear to them through thunder, lightning, and a cloud. A horn blasts, and the covenant is given. And we are asked to pass down this memorable moment to our children and to carry it out in our tradition. This event is so historical that it is taught that everyone should consider themselves as having stood at Sinai when these commandments were revealed. Each commandment is important and worthy of much discussion. However, I'm going to focus on the commandment of remembering and keeping Shabbat. The Torah in Exodus tells us to remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. What are we remembering by remembering this Sabbath day? Are we remembering the first Shabbat that was taken during the creation of the world? Or are we just remembering the concept of Shabbat? In this commandment, we are being told to consistently acknowledge Shabbat and to distinguish it from the other days of the week. We are told to remember to make it holy. Shabbat is already unique. It is independent from the lunar and solar cycles. It occurs no matter what. And the festivals are arranged to take note of Shabbat. In the Torah, it exists from the earliest days of Israel's history. It shapes the life of the Israelites as they flee Egypt and wander the desert, giving substance and rhythm to their days, even before they received it at Mount Sinai. To remember and to observe it for thousands of years has helped to continue to shape the pattern of Jewish life and lands throughout the globe wherever Jews have lived. It is unique because until the Hebrew Bible, there had never been another day like it. People developed feasts and festivals based on planting and harvest times. It became the source for the 7-day week time period, unrelated to planting or harvesting, with its emphasis on rest and sanctity for each person. The Sabbath transformed human dependence on nature into something moral, and in doing so, it transformed the world. With the creation as its rationale, the 7th day of each week is invested with special blessing and holiness. The Plaut Torah commentary argues, every 7th day, the Israelite is to renounce dominion over time, thereby renouncing autonomy and recognizing God's dominion over time, and thus over humans. Keeping the Sabbath is acceptance of the sovereignty of God. And we sanctify Shabbat with our own special liturgy, by lessons from the Torah and the prophets, and by paying attention to discourse and instruction by religious teachers. Perhaps Shabbat is the great educator that brings all essential parts of Judaism together in one day. This act of remembering Shabbat is different and separate from conjuring up a memory or from recalling the Ten Commandments being revealed at Mount Sinai. Remembering Shabbat emphasizes the importance of what is being asserted, in contrast to recalling an awareness of a past experience. One is more action-based, and one is more cerebral. Judaism and Shabbat help us play into the duality of remembering and memory to make that difference. The Ten Commandments are repeated in Deuteronomy when Moses retells our story. But in that instance, the word observe is used instead of remember. To remedy this, commentators have argued that the commandment given in Exodus, using the word remember, points us to the creation story. We are to remember Shabbat by imitating God's rest. We observe Shabbat as a weekly celebration of the fact that we are not slaves. Only free people own their time and can choose to stop working. But the connection between Shabbat and the Exodus is more oblique. As slaves, the Jews were not allowed to observe Shabbat. The redemption from Egypt gave the Jews the freedom to serve their true God. The double portion of manna appearing on the sixth day reset the clock, reestablishing Shabbat in its proper time. On one level, the Sabbath commandment in Deuteronomy is about remembering the Israelites' slavery and showing gratitude to God for redeeming them and their descendants. On a deeper level, it is about transforming that memory and redemption into treating others with kindness and generosity, especially those who are weak and vulnerable, as Israelites once were. Midrash tells us that both versions of the Ten Commandments were spoken at the same time as one utterance. The differences spoken at the same time reflect a duality of the nature of Shabbat. This duality is expressed in the lighting of 2 candles and 2 halot being served at each meal. The word remember is associated with the first set of tablets before the Israelites fashioned the golden calf, and the word observed is associated with the second set of tablets received after the first was smashed in rage. Remembering Shabbat refers to the positive commandments used to sanctify Shabbat: Kiddush, Shabbat meals, lighting candles, and other actions focused on enjoying the day and making it special. Observing Shabbat refers to not transgressing the negative prohibitions of Shabbat, which include the 39 actions that are forbidden. The subjects of creation and Exodus come together fully in the Friday evening Kiddush blessing. The Kiddush opens with the verse from Genesis that began, "The heaven and earth were finished, and all their array." The blessing over the wine follows, and then comes a longer passage that speaks of Shabbat, first as a reminder of the work of creation, and afterward as recalling of going forth from Egypt. Invoked here one after another, the commandment in Exodus and the commandment in Deuteronomy complete each other. Shabbat is central to Jewish life. The great Jewish writer Ahad Ha'am argued, "More than the Jewish people has kept the Sabbath has kept the Jewish people." Shabbat is the unifying force for all Jews. Putting aside a day of rest is essential to maintaining our health and sanity. The remembering and observing of Shabbat give us the chance to emulate something God had done. It is a chance to acknowledge the importance of this sacred day. But each day challenges us to remember the one before it, to help us learn, grow, and acknowledge our mistakes. We are challenged to observe each day to sculpt our future, finding ways to carry our past with us. May our remembering and observing of Shabbat and the days around it help us to shape our past, present, and future, helping us to make each day holy in its own distinct way. Shabbat Shalom. We will continue with the Aleinu on page 282. Please rise if you're able to.
Adon HaKol, Lateit Kiduma Yosef.
Please be seated. Page 289. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide, and by God's love we are comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. We think of those who have passed away during this time in recent years. Temple Kolami is remembering Joseph Sherman Cohen, Betty Crone, William Farber, Helen Fields, Enid Goldenberg, Joseph Gutman, Esther Hecker, William Hertz, Betty Israel, Ida Joyrich, Ben Kaufman, Irving Klein, Abraham Nessel, Neil Pook, Harry Pryweller, Jessica Rabin, Alma Reese, Eddie Robinson, Bernard Roman, Manuel Rottenberg, Timothy Rothman, Pauline Sabaroff, Edmee Scappa, Isidore Silverman, Albert Schuyler, Morris A. Stein, Eric Steiner, and Samuel O. Wallach, and Louis H. Golden. And the B'nai Israel community is remembering Aaron Weinberg, Beverly Abadenka, Ken Brown, Dr. Henry Citron, Janice Stevenson, Tilly Silverman, Richard Reinherns, Hilda Corin, and Betty Crone. If you have any names to add or correct, I encourage you to do so. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 294. Please rise in solidarity. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divrah Yirtei v'yamlich Malchutei B'hayachon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman Kariv v'imru Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Me'olam Olmei Almaya Yitzbarach v'yishabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shmei Dekudasha Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru Amen.
Please be seated. We'll have announcements offered by Sharon Spilkin. Thank you so much.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us this evening. I wanted to thank Caitlin for ushering and Sarah for streaming this evening. We have our first Friday Shabbat dinner immediately following services. We will be meeting at the Saffron Indian Restaurant on Orchard Lake Road. I hope you all can join us. Also, join us for our pre-K to high school students in religious school Shabbat, which will take place next Friday, February 9th, with a taco dinner starting at 6, and services will start at 7. The cost is $5 per person or $20 per family, and everyone is invited, even if you do not have children in the religious school, so please join us. Come and watch the Super Bowl at TKA on Sunday, February 11th at 6 p.m. The cost is $10, and food, drinks, and fun will be provided. Join us for a lively discussion of relevant current and historic events, including domestic and international, political, and academic developments. This program will be facilitated by our very own David Heiger. Participants have the option to join online. Please email the office to register. Our discussion groups will meet every other Tuesday from 3:30 to 4:30 at TKA, and our next meeting will be on Tuesday, February 13th. Finn Leary is collecting gently used or new yoga mats in honor of his bar mitzvah to be given to homeless people. There is a basket in the lobby, so if you have something to donate, that would be great. It will be available, the box will be available until February 17th, so you have a couple of weeks to drop that off. If you have any questions or would like to RSVP to any of the events, please contact the temple office. Shabbat Shalom.
Motzi and Kaddish are on page 5. We'll have Sharon Trosh come help us with those blessings. That candle.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'bratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'vratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Okay. We uncover our challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Thank you. Page 321 is our closing song, Adon Olam.
Adon olam asher malach teren kol yitzir nivra ve'ein asa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra azai melech shemo nikra ve'aharei hiklot hakol lev
feel confident, knowing you are prepared. May you feel calm, knowing the storm will pass. And may you feel at peace, knowing you are loved. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We have some oneg in the lobby. Thank you to B'nai Israel for adding to it and for helping us out. Thank you so much.